Hello 6th graders, this is Miss Maryam and this is the second online English lesson from MIS. Punctuation marks our lesson in this video and we'll start with commas and semicolon. The question is, why do you use punctuation marks? Punctuation marks are used to make sentences clearer and to structure and organize our writing. The first thing that we're going to start with is the comma. The first use of the comma is to separate clauses when they are joined by one of the fanboy's conjunctions. The first example is, I see him every day, but I've never spoken to him. If we remove the conjunction word, it will be, I see him every day, I've never spoken to him. As you can see, no conjunction word, no comma. Second example is, I was very tired, so I went to bed. If we remove the conjunction word, it will be, I was very tired, I went to bed. Also, no conjunction word, no comma. The second use of the comma is to separate clauses when the sentence is too long. As an example, Malala Yousafzai has been struggling for her own and other girls' education since the age of 9 years, became the youngest person to ever have been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. As you can see, because the sentence is too long, we use the comma to separate the first clause from the second. The third use is around non-essential information. As an example, my niece, wearing a yellow jumpsuit, is playing in the living room. My niece is playing in the living room. Fred, who often cheats, is just harming himself. Fred is just harming himself. Teachers do in fact change lives. Teachers do change lives. The words in red can be cancelled without affecting the meaning of the sentence because they are non-essential information and they are enclosed by commas, as you can see. When you have a list that contains 3 or more elements, use commas to separate them. As an example, Ali loves ice cream, books and cats. As you can see, we have 3 elements, ice cream, books and cats. We separate the first 2 elements by comma, the second 2 by and without comma. The second example is, the team was made up of players from many nationalities, France, Japan and Spain. As you can see, there is comma between France and Japan and between Japan and Spain. Also, commas are used to clarify meaning in a sentence. As an example, they were arranged by their original numbers, the numbers they had been given at birth. They were arranged by their original numbers, but which numbers? The numbers they had been given at birth. If however is used to begin a sentence, it must be followed by a comma, and what appears after the comma must be a complete sentence. As an example, however, life in ancient Egypt 3,000 years ago was much more sophisticated. Or, however, dragons can be wounded and even killed by fellow dragons. The second type of the conjunctions that we will take is the semicolon. Use a semicolon to connect 2 clauses when they are not connected by a conjunction word. As an example, Ahmed didn't walk, he ran. As you can see, no conjunction word between Ahmed didn't walk, he ran. So we put a semicolon. Dragons are some of the most powerful creatures in the world. Very powerful that dragon slayers need to acquire a special kind of magic in order to defeat them. As you can see, no conjunction word between the first clause and the second clause. That's why we need a semicolon. The other use of the semicolon is in a list to separate objects that also have commas or composed of more than one word. As an example, the team was made up of players from many nationalities, 2 from France, 3 from Japan, and 1 from Spain. As you can see here, semicolon is used to separate objects that have more than one word. The other example is, there are basically 2 ways to write, with a pen, pencil or marker, or by computer and printer. We have 2 different lists. The first one is pen, pencil and marker, and the second one is computer and printer. We use the semicolon to separate them. Sixth graders, in this video, we saw the use of commas and semicolons. In the next video, see the use of the other punctuation marks. Stay safe and see you next time.